and only you, I put Ohtani 10.
Dog, I mean, Shohei Ohtani has had really he's unique, he's historical, he'll be a Hall of Famer, there's no... Now, I don't know if he does 10 more years of what he has just done. And today's all-time top 10 players. So I think that's right in your wheelhouse. I think it should be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. I'm sure we're going to have a lot of differences. You do that war nonsense, and I'll look at it just from a standpoint of historical importance. But go ahead. Here's mine. Ruth, I mean, that's obvious. You have to put him number one. Mays, two. And I debated on Willie, but the five tools. Cobb, who is the best player baseball produced between, 1880 and 1920. DiMaggio in his peak. Four, Aaron, who is very underrated. I love Aaron. Five, Garrick, because of his prowess offensively, is six. I know he played first base. Bench is the best catcher of all time, both offense and defense. I want to put that position in the equation, so I put him seven. Schmidt, same thing at third base, 540, whatever it was, home runs. Great defense. Griffey, a little latter-day feel. He's sort of the miniature Mays, 600 home runs. And to make you happy, and only you, I put Ohtani 10 because he also pitches. Now, I left out a lot of people, including Honest Wagner, who obviously I consider, but it's such a long time ago. I thought that Cobb would represent that era better than Wagner would. There's my top 10.
I like most of your choices. I think you got a little loose there at the end. You're not pleasing me with that. I think that's crazy. But I also, Dog, I didn't do dead ball players because I had, like, Ruth is at the very top, but I didn't do all dead ball players because I refuse to believe that all the greatest players played 100 years ago. So I didn't do Wagner, I didn't do Hornsby, I didn't do Cobb. Now, you can disagree with that. I'm doing live ball with the exception, of course, of Babe Ruth, who was pitching. So here's my list. It's only slightly different. We go Ruth and Mays at the top. Then I go Hank Aaron. I think Hank Aaron's volume puts him up above. I have Stan Musial. I didn't see Musial on your top 10. That's a bad job, Dog. DiMaggio had a tremendous peak, and so I will go with his peak up above there. Lou Gehrig, a monstrous hitter, people like in the shadow of Ruth still. Mickey Mantle, I had to find Ruth. So did you have Mantle on your list? I didn't know Mickey Mantle on your list. Oh, my God.
No, I did not.
You had no Ted Williams on your list. You cannot not have Ted Williams on your list. Now, from there, I tried to get some better representation. And I'm glad you got Johnny Bench in, which is, of course, totally legitimate. I went Joe Morgan from the same ball club. I thought he was a more dominant second baseman. And had a better, longer career. But Bench, of course, the all-time great catcher with Yogi Berra. And then Mike Schmidt as well. I had to get him in there at number 10. But, Dog, I mean, Shohei Ohtani has had really he's unique. He's historical. He'll be a Hall of Famer. There's no question. But when you look at his overall hitting, I mean, the guy's his OPS plus for his career is 157. Like, Mantle is 172. Gehrig is 179. Musial, with a ton more at-bats, is 159. Now, I know he also pitches, but he's pitched a maximum 166 innings in 1 year. So he does both great, but not compared to the other all-time great pitchers
I thought you'd like Ohtani. I'm a little surprised.
I like that you have him in, but there's no way. There's no way you can put him in. Now, I don't know if he does 10 more years of what he has just done with all these kind of strange years, like a great offensive year and then a great pitching year, or vice versa. But again, when you rank him against those other hitters, I mean, against Ted Williams, it's not even close to Ted Williams.
This is not a hitting thing. This is a player thing.
Yeah, it's true.
Williams didn't win a lot. Williams didn't win a lot. He was not a great outfielder. And he was interested, as Yogi Berra used to tell me, Ted cares more about hitting than winning. And that is why I left Ted out.
But he was the number 2 hitter of all time. But he was the number 2 hitter of all time. So, like, that to me is like, all right, good. Hey, I have DiMaggio higher than Williams. I have Mantle up there. Stan Musial is in my top 5. I think he is still grossly underrated, Dog. You have to.
Fair.
I know you wanted to get Griffey in there. Griffey is a great modern player, but he's got, let me see. He's got a 136 OPS plus.
I mean, Griffey hits.
There's a lot of
He
guys
hit
with 600 home runs.
runs.
A lot of guys. Jim Thome has 600 home runs. And Griffey, also, he had a great first half of his career. That's great, 9 years. And then there was the rest of his career. I think he's just below the Mickey Mantle level. I mean, he's a top 10 center fielder all time. I couldn't put him above Mickey Mantle or DiMaggio. You didn't in front of DiMaggio, but you did in front of Mantle. I couldn't quite do that. I know you're trying to get new eras in there. I thought of Albert Pujols as well. But Pujols doesn't beat Gehrig for me. And so I just have Gehrig in there.